Next up, we have a My View, Danny Smith, who I've gotten to know quite well. I think you'll appreciate his different approach. Something about Danny's business that I wanted to make sure I get across on this. First of all, I want to thank you, Danny, for, again, the lanyards and the badges. We'll get the whole thing to you earlier so that we can be a little bit smoother on it. So apologize to everybody if it wasn't smooth. It wasn't Danny. That was us on that side, but we'll get better with that next year. But I look at Danny's business as I've called him an identity integrator. And I think what he's going to talk about here is that there's a revolution that's happening that is very different around identity, and it's about redefining the trust. So Danny, without further ado, just grab one of those.
All right.
It'll turn on. Give him a second to click it. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Lee, and thank you, Hillary, and both of the Marks. Appreciate that, and Asnar for hosting the event. I'm here to talk to you today about identity. And, well, the first thing I always like to establish, and you have to establish identity when you're doing identity, it's really the first step. But the thing is that what we need to do today is, through definition, talk about identity as credential-based identity. And this is identity that you use physical, digital, or biometric credentials to access services or solutions or applications throughout the enterprise. And so when you look at identity, for me, for being doing this for 25, 30 years, identity was a pretty small industry, pretty simple, cards, ribbons, printers. But fast forward to today, and oh my gosh, there's so much complexity around it. And actually, when you look at identity today, it's become the cornerstone, the foundation for our physical and our digital world becoming interconnected. And what's really cool about that is there's so much value that's being provided, and there's so much opportunity. But the opportunity is for those that embrace it and want to differentiate themselves. And so I align very much with what Rob was talking about earlier, and we share those same views. But because look around, when you see we've gone from on-prem to cloud, and think about all the opportunities, all the ability to provide a more enhanced use case and the opportunities for us to be able to provide more value to our customers. And then we're going from the physical credential to the digital credential and all that's around that, which it's been slower, admittedly, but it's there and it's growing. And this is part of what I'm going to talk about is how are we going to grow this? And then when you look at, and you can see where it's happened fast, where fintechs come into certain vertical markets like higher education, and then been able to really diminish the value of closed-loop payment systems that have been established for decades, and really just in a matter of a couple of years. And user expectations, oh my goodness, they're through the roof. I mean, especially for the young people coming into the workforce, they expect so much more. And so what I'm here to tell you today is that when we look at, I travel around a lot. You may have seen a post or two I made, but I've been in Australia, New Zealand, Germany, and here in Spain all in the last few weeks. And I'm meeting with people that, end users, partners, attending conferences like this, and I'm seeing folks that are talking to developers and companies that are developing third-party applications, and some of them are here today. And I tip my hat to you because you're at the right place at the right time. And so what I'm saying is that there's a lot of opportunity, but we need to figure out how we're going to harness that opportunity. I did bring a couple of cheat notes. And one of the things we're going to do is create an ROI. And how do we do that? So what we need to do is increase use cases. And this is what I think is holding mobile back, besides some of the requirements by the tech giants on infrastructure. But if we can increase the use cases, if we can expand that and expand the user experience, then we'll expand the ROI. And if we expand the ROI, what happens? We empower our customers to be able to get support from leadership, which means funding for projects. And that accelerates mobile adoption and other modernized technologies. And so when we talk about really what's holding us back, it's when we look at the proprietary infrastructure, some of the things Rob was talking about, I mean, it kills opportunity. I talked to a school just last week that called me up and said, Danny, we had a pitch from from a company that came in and we're looking to put a new access control system in, and they're working with a third-party partner, and they both came in together, and they were asking to put in their own key sets. And of course, you know, the first thing I'm going to say is, no, don't do that. Whatever you do, you need to be in control of your own identity. Because see, the way I look at it, and we work with higher education, over 1,200 universities in North America. We work with over 800 healthcare facilities. And what I see is that, you know, the infrastructure of an institution, organization, it belongs to that organization. And when we talk about trust, we have to be, as an industry, we have to be able to look our customers in the face and know that we're providing them with the best solution. That sometimes we have to give up a little bit. And that's what's going to happen with all these cloud-based solutions that are coming in. We're going to need to be able to step back a little bit, kind of what Jason was, what you were talking about, Kyle, earlier. We're going to have to work together. And it's already happened to me at Color ID. We've had to come in and partner with some other companies that we wouldn't necessarily have partnered with. But what we did is we ended up getting the ball and the goal. And we ended up, you know, completing the mission. And that's what, in my mind, it's all about. I've been in business for 40 plus years, 25 years in this industry, and I'll tell you, we are an inflection point. Whether this, when you want to call it an evolution, revolution, inflection point, whatever it is, it's an opportunity. And right now, you're going to look back at it 10 years from now, and you're going to ask yourself, how did I handle that opportunity? Which side of history did I come on? And so I've done this. In that 40 years, some of them I hit them, some of them I missed. But early in my career, I probably missed more because I was scared. I didn't want to make a mistake. I was more cautious. But now, and I'm looking at what all the opportunity that exists in front of us, we have to work together. And we at Color ID, we have the solution. We have the opportunity to work with you. We're looking for partners, and we're looking for third-party partners, developers, as we build out our portfolio. So all I can say is that you need to adapt. You need to open up. Because if you don't, I can guarantee you that your competitors will, and your customers will as well. So that's my view. I'm Danny.
Thank you, Danny.